Hi, welcome to YouLookup.TV. In today's lesson, I'll be showing you the proper method for deleting a worksheet or a tab. While it may seem logical to simply right-click on a tab that you want to delete and choose the delete option, you really run the risk of losing a lot of data or a lot of time trying to recover data when you do it this way. So I'm going to show you a shortcut method you can use to always be sure that the tab you're deleting does not need to be used by any of the remaining tabs. I downloaded this template here from the Excel template library in Excel 2013. Whenever you start a new file, there are a bunch of templates available. So made available to me was this retirement planner. Went ahead and downloaded it. In this sheet, you can see here that there is a formula that points to the calculations tab. That's what this tells me right here. Because I know that the calculations tab is used, I also know that if I were to delete this tab, I should end up with a bunch of ref errors, which I certainly don't want to end up with on the main tab. I'm going to go ahead and just try this out so you can see it for yourself. When I delete this tab, the main tab I had, all the data is ruined. And of course, if I had saved the file before deleting the tab, I could always go back, reopen, and kind of adjust and try to guess and check my way into figuring out whether that tab was still being used or not. But the problem is, what if there's a ref error that you just simply don't see? What if there's one that you don't know exists until much later in a project? That would be catastrophic. You would have almost no way of going back and getting the data from that tab that you deleted. So a better method, if you wish to delete a tab, I'm going to go ahead and close this particular file since I already have another version of it ready to go. Another method that I find better to know if there are any formulas on a remaining tab that still point to a tab you want to delete is, instead of deleting the tab, just move it out to a different file. So we're going to right click on calculations and then choose move to new book. When I click OK, this calculations tab is no longer going to be in this file. It's going to be a file all by itself. At this point, if I go back to the original file that I had, you're going to see that I don't have any ref errors, which is great, but the formulas now say book 2 on the end because that tab is now in a separate workbook. But even that isn't enough information for me because I would have to know all the formulas that say book 2. So what I really want to do is go to the data tab and choose edit links. If I can choose this option, if this option is even available to me, then that means that I must, in this workbook, have a link out to an external source. This, in and of itself, is enough information to tell me, hey, you're not done yet. Whatever you've just deleted is going to cause problems for you down the road. So don't delete this tab yet without doing a little more work. So I'm going to go ahead and close, or let's go ahead and open back up one of the other projects I was working on, this Retirement Financial Planner 1. And we know for a fact that the calculations tab is being used. But I'm going to show you, let's create another tab. Let's just put another number in here. Let's call it total salary. And hopefully this is my annual salary, $1 million. Wouldn't that be nice? From here, if I link out to this sheet, clearly, if I were to move this tab off at the present time, let's go ahead and do a move. Again, let's go back to the main file, Planner 1. You're going to see now that it says Book 3, and there, sure enough, is the $1 million number, the magic salary we all want to make. And now if I go to Data and I go to Edit Links, sure enough, I can see that it is linked out to Book 3. Okay. What if now I paste a value here? I take this formula and I convert it into a value. Let's just go ahead and do that. Copy, paste values. And now that $1 million is a hard code. Notice now that the Edit Links button is completely gone. There is no Edit Links here because there is no link out to an external file. That means that I can safely close Book 3 without losing any data in my original file. I'm not going to save it. We're going to go back here, and sure enough, I have lost no data. If I create a new tab and I've got a bunch of data on it, no matter what it is, because I know I just created this, if I move this out again to a new workbook, and I go back to the original, sure enough, there is no edit link option. That tells me that the tab that I just moved out has no data that is being used by the current file. I can safely close it without losing any information. If you employ this trick as part of your arsenal, you can be sure that you're never deleting a tab that might be used by any of the formulas that still remain in the original file. And that's going to be a much quicker way to make sure that you keep the integrity of the main file you have. Come back to YouLookup.TV for more tips every week. Thank you.